One summer, Maddie, Brooklyn, and their dad found themselves standing on the weathered wooden dock at Lake Cumberland. Their toes dangled over the edge as they watched the bobbers at the end of their fishing poles. Behind them stood their giant pink summer castle. A tiny blue castle was next to this pink castle, gently nestled in the water. This small castle was not meant for people, but for their three pet fish, George, Jim, and Danny. These fishy friends accompanied the family on every summer vacation, and the little blue castle was their summer home. While Maddie, Brooklyn, and Dad fished, Mom rushed around the kitchen getting PB&Js ready for everyone. Brooklyn loved PB&Js. She liked them at lunch, dinner, and even breakfast. Suddenly, the peaceful afternoon was disrupted by a roar! Maddie and Brooklyn looked up from their fishing poles. Flying in the sky, they saw a huge dragon. The dragon was green with a yellow belly and really sharp teeth. "Whoa!" Maddie said, pointing. "A dragon!" shouted Brooklyn. "Wearing Mickey Mouse ears?" It was true. The green dragon had a pair of Mickey Mouse ears on her head. The girls watched as the dragon swooped down to the water, opened her jaws, and scooped up all the fish in the lake, including George, Jim, and Danny. "George! Jim! Danny!" yelled Dad. "The dragon did it again," said Maddie. "All biscuits," said Brooke, in a fake Southern accent. "All biscuits" was her catchphrase. "Hurry, we must tell Mom and figure out where that dragon is taking our fish," Maddie said. They packed their gear and ran into the pink castle to tell their mom what had happened. "The dragon had Mickey Mouse ears on?" their mom questioned after hearing the story. "Yeah," said Brooklyn. "Maybe the dragon lives at Disney World," suggested Maddie. "Well, I think you're right," said Mom. "Let's go get our fish back." They packed the sandwiches, jumped in the car, and drove to the nearest airport. Luckily, Dad knew how to fly airplanes, so when they got there, they hopped on the first airplane they spotted and took off. When they landed in Disneyland, the first people they went to see were Mickey and Minnie Mouse. "Oh boy!" "Hello, Mickey and Minnie," Maddie said, approaching them. "Did you happen to see a dragon with a bunch of fish in its mouth fly by?" Minnie said, tapping her chin.
"Now that I think about it, yes. The dragon went that way."
She pointed to a large cave. The cave looked dark, gloomy, scary, and slimy. "Thanks, Minnie," Brooklyn said, waving goodbye. The family walked up to the dark cave and entered. Inside was a huge fishbowl full of all the fish the dragon had stolen. As they looked further into the cave, they saw an oversized couch and TV. The dragon was lying on the couch watching cooking shows on how to cook fish. "Hello, Miss Dragon," Maddie said. The dragon looked at its visitors and smiled. "Oh, hello, come on in. You can call me Stella." "Hi, Stella," Maddie said. Why did you take all those fish? Stella the dragon frowned. Well, I've been feeling quite lonely this summer. If I took your fish, I thought you might notice me and want to play with me, Stella admitted. Maddie and Brooklyn looked at each other. Well, Maddie said, if you give us our fish back, we'll give you a huge dragon castle next door to our castle. That way you can play with us whenever you want. Stella raised her eyebrows, considering the offer. She glanced over at her bowl of fish and then back to the TV show. Maybe I might. I don't know, Stella said. Just then, the family heard a loud grumble coming directly from Stella's tummy. Mom quickly pulled out the PB&J sandwiches she had packed. Is anyone hungry? We could go back to our castle and have a picnic while Stella thinks it over. Stella's eyes widened as she looked at the sandwiches. I'm hungry. I'll come to your picnic, and I'll take your deal. Maddie and Brooklyn clapped their hands in delight. Yay, they said. Stella stood up, scooped all the fish back into her mouth, and then let the family climb onto her back. With a few pumps of her giant wings, they were back at their summer castle on the lake. Stella swooped closer to the waters and let all the fish go, including George, Jim, and Danny. To celebrate their new friendship, they decided to have a picnic. The picnic was complete with PB&Js, dragon treats for Stella, salad for Brooklyn, peaches for Maddie, bananas for Mom, and strawberries for Dad. Each summer, when the family returned to their pink castle, they played with Stella and had a picnic. Stella was a very happy dragon. The end.